this is me as a 31-year-old woman with no work done besides lip injections 3 years ago. I still don't get why people are so pressed about my TikTok saying 30s are the new 20s. I personally feel like I look better and am just all around better in my 30s than I was in my 20s. So here's what I look like day to day as a woman in my 30s. So it gets better. If you take care of yourself and view yourself as an investment, every single decade is going to get better and better and better.
Ain't it funny when you stop talking to a man because he is simply doing everything other than treating you right? Not taking you serious, playing with your time, not even taking you out on a date. Soon as you dub him, and it's been a couple weeks of you not contacting him, there he comes, strolling right back in, trying to act like he changed. All of a sudden, now he's trying to take you out. Now he's trying to show you that you mean something to him. And the only reason why he's doing that is because you're paying him no mind anymore. And he realized he officially lost you. So do not fall for it. He knows what he's doing, so I hope you know what he's doing. Because soon as you allow him back, he's going to treat you the exact same way he did when you first was talking to him. That man should have treated you right the first time around. So since he messed up his chance, there is no need to continue talking to him. Appreciate me the first time around, because there won't be a second. Just don't be delusional thinking that he changed.
And where is your effort? Every time I hear this, I ask myself how hard it is to be a man. As a man, you're expected to bring tangible things to the table. You have to be a provider, successful, capable of taking care of a family, have your life in order, and then also be loving, a good listener, thoughtful, and always making an effort to keep your partner feeling in love. It's a full-time job. If you neglect any of these areas, she'll leave. But the real question here is, what do you bring to the relationship? He doesn't appreciate my value, they say, but he gave you everything you asked for. Why don't you do the same? Why aren't you the one planning the dates, organizing the trips, or making the effort to prepare something for the relationship? Why can't you take the initiative in making plans for the two of you? Instead, it's always the man's responsibility, and your only contribution is your presence.
So I just got a major update on some drama that I thought you guys might be interested in, and I would like to share. So I live in a very small town, and word gets around, okay? So there's a husband and a wife, okay? They get married, have a bunch of babies, buy a house, living the dream, right? They are loving life. Well, the husband catches the wife having an affair, okay? And he's like, not cool, right? He's pissed. Anybody would be. And he says, like, you better cut him off, knock it off right now, or we're getting a divorce. And she goes, okay, I promise. I will cut him off. We're done. We're not the same anymore. He goes, okay, cool. Well, a couple months later, she's like, hey, I'm going to go out and drink with my friends, We're going out. We're going to have a girls' night at this bar. And he's like, a little unsure, because of everything that just happened. He's like, I don't know if I necessarily trust you, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, go have fun with your friends, right? So he falls asleep on the couch. Around 1 a.m, he gets a phone call. So he wakes up, answers it, and it's his wife. She's freaking out. She's crying, bawling her eyes out. Like, you need to come pick me up right now. I need you to get here, like, immediately. He's like, oh my God, what's going on? She's like, just get here. So he goes to the bar, picks her up. And, her face is, makeup's running, eyes splotchy, crying, like really freaking out. And he's like, what the heck is going on? Like, I don't understand, like, why you're freaking out as much as you are. And she's like, I just had a fight with one of my friends. Like, I really need to get home. Like, things are just not good. I'm not having a good night. Just please bring me home. He's like, wow, okay, let's go home. So they go home. A couple hours later, like 3 a.m, he hears this boom, 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 boom. And he's like, what the heck? On his door, they're home. He's like, what the heck? So he goes downstairs and opens the door, and there's another lady standing in the doorway, and he's like, who are you? And she's like, yeah, hi. I'm the wife of the husband that your wife was having an affair with. He's like,
oh, hell no!
Once unfaithful, always unfaithful. Brothers, as men, the only thing we ever ask from a woman is loyalty and exclusivity. That's why we marry her. Even knowing we're entering a deal with the devil where we could lose everything, just to secure exclusivity with that woman. The worst thing about forgiving a woman is when there's no system of consequences. If there are no repercussions, the person doesn't learn their lesson. They just get a scolding and go right back to their old ways once things cool down. Another red flag is those so-called girls' night outs, which often turn out to be an excuse to meet another man. Look at how she came crying to manipulate her husband, claiming she had a problem. Just like she did with him, many women do the same to their husbands. You see your wife suffering, and you ask yourself, where is all this pain coming from? Brother, she's not hurting because of you. She's hurting because of someone else. But let's continue. This is where the video gets good.
What? And she goes, yeah. Did you know I caught them this afternoon? I caught her in my bed with my husband, and I chased her out of my apartment. His apartment is right down the street from the bar. So the cogs in his brain are spinning. He's like, oh my gosh, that's where she was. And that's why she was crying and freaking out. She got caught and got chased out of the apartment, calls me, and that's why she's freaking out. He's like, well, what? Like, oh my God, right? And she goes, I'm just here to tell you about her pregnancy because I just found out about this whole situation, found out that my husband's cheating. I just found out that she's pregnant, and I just found out that you don't know about it. Damn! So I wanted to let you know. He goes, thank you very much. Shuts the door, right? Confronts his wife. She's like, nope. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Like, I'm not pregnant. I promise. Like, I swear to God. Well, come to find out, she was pregnant, and it wasn't her husband. So they get a divorce, right? So she gets together with the guy she's having an affair with. You know, all couples are divorced and separated at this point. So she had a baby a couple months ago, and it's been on Facebook, you know, congratulations, it's a little weird, like, you know, happy they're having a baby's a blessing, whatever. Can't change having a baby, right? Like, he's here. The husband, the guy that she's having an affair with, says, look, I don't think this is my baby. He doesn't look like me. I just have this feeling this isn't my baby. So they get a DNA test. And this is all new information. This is the information I'm finding out today. All that other stuff I just told you, old information, happened like last year, right? Come to find out, it's not his baby. It's not her ex-husband's baby either. There's a third party out there that has fathered this child, and we don't know about it yet. So, when I get an update, I will be vigilantly checking Facebook. I will let you all know, and we can figure this out together.
I absolutely went into marriage knowing I was going to become a divorcee. There was no question in my mind. I knew at some point we would get divorced. The only question mark was when. I thought, you know, when I'm 40, maybe I'd get that title. Maybe then I'd earn to, 10 years down the track. Because I think 10 years in a marriage, that's a pretty good innings in this day and age. That's like a good run. Turns out it's just a 3. In the end, that's all we kind of reached our limit with. But, still got the title in the end. And obviously, I don't want to get married ever again. However, double divorcee is a term that I'm living for. Like, that is cunt.
So let me get this straight. You really went into a marriage knowing damn well you didn't want to marry this man. You didn't think it was going to be long term, and you still sat up at the altar and said, I do. And you don't think that that's disgusting behavior to lie to somebody, to manipulate somebody, to look them in the eyes and say forever and not mean it? And the amount of women in her comment section that are basically saying that they're in the same situation and they're waiting until the 10-year mark to get whatever they can out of their husbands, which means they're lying to their husbands every single day for however many years. And then you expected to play this long game, expecting it to last 10 years, even though it only lasted 3. Which means you'd be lying to him for the next 10 years, and you don't see that as a problem. In fact, you think it's funny, like it's a flex that you're going to be a double divorcee. And just imagine for a moment a man came on this app and spewed all this nonsense about using his wife just for the title. Let's be so for real. We all know how this goes. These women get on the dating scene and they get treated the exact same way that they treated the men in their relationships or in their marriages, and they can't handle it. And then they get online and cry, where did all the good men go? Even though they're basically breaking down and destroying all of the good men in the process. So they just perpetuate this same fucking toxic cycle and then blame all men. Like, since when is it cute to basically become an escort if you're marrying a man for money? Some of y'all need to stop using men and marriages as an ego boost and just fucking get yourself into therapy, but don't cry about all the men that don't want you, want nothing to do with you. And when you find a good man and he doesn't want you because you've been ran through, I don't want to hear any shit about all men are trash if you're perpetuating the cycle to creating all the men that are essentially trash by treating them like shit in the first place. Okay, bye.
I don't have any big additional breaking news information, but I figured since the video is getting so big, I will give you a bit of a backstory of what happened in between them getting divorced and then her finding out that, or him finding out that the child's not biologically his. Okay, we're gonna have to come up with names for these people because I was just trying to explain it and I was getting myself confused. So we're gonna call the original couple John and Jane. Okay, so Jane is the one that cheated on her husband John, and John is the one that went to pick her up at the bar. Okay, and then over here, this other couple we're gonna call Don and Danetta. Okay, and Don is the husband that cheated on Danetta with Jane. Does that make sense? So we just found out that Don is not the biological father of Jane's baby, and neither is her husband, ex-husband, John. So there's a random mystery baby daddy out there. And now, understandably, right after this happened, John had kind of a bit of a mental breakdown. John and Jane have 2 kids together, a boy and a girl, and now Jane has her son, who's, I think, 3 or 4 months old. Anyways, so John had kind of like a mental breakdown. Like, truly, it was really sad to see kind of the stuff that he was posting on Facebook. You could just kind of see it, that he just was not doing okay. He wasn't in his, he wasn't in a good frame of mind. And he also ended up drinking a lot, which is really unfortunate. And he got a couple DUIs and got his license taken away and lost custody of the kids. So she has custody of their 2 kids right now. And I'm not really sure what's going on with him after that, but that's the last I've heard about John. So now Don and Danetta don't have any kids together. So when they got divorced, it wasn't really that big of a deal. Danetta kind of went her own way and Don and Jane kind of did their own thing. Danetta is actually doing very well for herself. She found herself a new man and she is killing it, slaying it, being a big badass boss queen. But she did like the post, which I thought was a little strange because I feel like if I were to find my boyfriend cheating and find out that he got another girl pregnant, we wouldn't be friends on Facebook, right? I don't know. I thought it was just a little weird that she liked the post. So maybe she knew, maybe this isn't the, this isn't the debut of this information. This is the debut for everyone else. But maybe other people have known for a while. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure it will come out because Jane keeps no secret.
Infidelity leaves emotional scars that ripple through relationships, unraveling trust and exposing the fragile threads of loyalty. The video explores the heartbreaking consequences of betrayal, beginning with a husband's decision to forgive his wife for cheating, a decision that tragically backfires when her infidelity persists. Through this lens, the complexities of trust, accountability, and emotional resilience are brought to light. The cycle of betrayal unfolds as the husband wrestles with suspicions of his wife's fidelity. Despite her tearful promises to end the affair, she manipulates his emotions, maintaining the facade of remorse while continuing to betray him. The breaking point arrives with a call from the wife of her lover, revealing not only the affair but also a pregnancy that casts an even darker shadow over the relationship. This moment underscores a painful truth: infidelity, when met without meaningful consequences, often becomes a repetitive cycle, leaving deeper wounds with every turn. Trust, once shattered, is challenging to rebuild. The husband's efforts to trust again are met with further deception, illuminating how emotional manipulation can erode even the most steadfast foundations. The narrative suggests that infidelity often stems from prioritizing personal desires over familial and relational well-being, resulting in devastation not just for the betrayed partner but also for any children caught in the crossfire. A critical theme in the video is the imbalance of responsibility within relationships. Men are often portrayed as the pillars of emotional and financial stability, yet when women stray from the relationship, the accountability for their actions can sometimes seem diminished. This perceived imbalance may contribute to the rise of infidelity, as some women seek validation and security outside their primary partnerships. The saying, "once unfaithful, always unfaithful," reverberates as a cautionary tale, urging viewers to confront the dangers of forgiving without addressing the underlying issues. Staying with an unfaithful partner may prolong emotional suffering, underscoring the importance of self-respect and the courage to leave toxic relationships. Forgiveness, while noble, must be accompanied by tangible changes to prevent history from repeating itself. In a broader sense, the video sheds light on the modern relationship landscape, where unmet emotional needs and a hunger for validation often serve as catalysts for betrayal. It reminds us of the essential values of loyalty, respect, and accountability, calling on individuals to reflect deeply on their relationships. Infidelity is more than an act of betrayal, it's a wake-up call to address the cracks in the foundation and to prioritize honesty and mutual respect for the health of any partnership. And that concludes today's discussion on MGTOW Voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.